Okay, I'm gonna do a little build video here. So you're on the map, right? This bridge is, I think, 5 trestles tall. The problem is, you come out of this yard and you get this sharp bend, which is a problem, and it goes downhill to another bend, then back uphill. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, look, we got 4% grades, all these weird grades, 2, 4, 5%. So this is a derail spot for long trains and right here. Even though that's like 68-meter radius, should be fine. What I'm gonna do is just come now, excuse me, come now and go straight across here and delete all this. So now with God mode, you can do things a lot faster. Look, it's almost the same height from here to there. This will be straight across pretty much. This is going to be a massive bridge though. Oh, so let me, I guess, explain what I'm doing a little bit here. So in the beginning, I used to build from the bottom up, which was next to impossible, and that led to bridges that are all funky like that. Now I use this to go from the top down. Basically, you want to grab the top of this second tie here and bring it right around here somewhere, because the next switch track won't attach unless you have some groundwork underneath. Like if I try to attach a switch here, sometimes it will, but the link doesn't pop up. So you have to put a little piece of groundwork underneath it. This is easy enough. If it doesn't attach over here, just raise it up like this, and then it will attach. So now we're just going straight across. And this speed mode and guide mode is going to help big time once all this across, the rails across. Because then you can attach the bridge to the rails, just the way I'm attaching the groundwork to the rails. It doesn't have to be touching the ground. Groundwork and bridges will attach themselves to from the top or from the bottom. What happens if I start thinking about two things at once? I lose my concentration. I'm like doing math formulas in my head, calculations. It's that mean with the picture of the what's her name? That actress. All the formulas over her head. Just that bridge took hours and hours to do. This one, I bet you I get it done in like an hour because of guide mode and being able to attach from the top down. Okay, so you can see as I'm building this, I haven't gone up or down in my guide mode. I'm still the same height as here. Like I'm straight across, I'm going to wind up lower, and all this is pretty much at 3% something grade. We don't want to make that. I want to try to stick around 3% or less any new building. But that's okay because when I lay this bridge across, it doesn't have to be the same height as these rails. We're going to lay the bridge across a wooden trestle. I'm going to make another wooden trestle so I can get this awesome look. And then we can adjust the grade before we set. Oh my god, I was carrying the batteries before. I did a battery backup pump. I was like so out of breath. Oops, I didn't mean to get that. My mic was supposed to be off. Awesome. I did a little job before installing a battery backup pump. I'm recovering from COVID. And my lungs ain't the best. COVID is nasty. This is what God mode is good for. It's like, gives me an overview. If I just continue straight, maybe I should go this way and then curve. Think I'll land on the track? Oh yeah, baby. My favorite song in the game, The Blues. I remember when I was building this, it was so hard. So now you're going to go back and delete all the groundwork. If you're using God mode and you're running fast, stay on the rails because you can fall through the track. Kind of like the movie The Mummy when they were chasing the rock in the cave, and they guys will stick to the stones. Bet I can make this jump. So you want to bring the rail up, bring the bridge up into it. Now it attached. Now you can adjust it wherever you want. The only thing is this information I have on the top left is going to disappear if I look at a switch. So you got to remember what your gradient is. I'm at 0 now. Let's see how far we can go. Oh, that's it. That's the limit. Bring it up. Still pretty straight. Ooh, that wasn't my. I'm gonna redo that. I don't know if that's perfectly straight. Start over. A little building tip. Familiarize yourself with the patterns in the rock. This rock right here comes up a lot. The center of that rock is the center of the groundwork. Then there's another one. These two. These usually wind up on the end. It's a big one and a little one, and right in between the two, that's the middle. Sometimes they pop up in the middle. There's that rock there. I think it's these two. See, that's the middle, and that's the middle. So that's pretty much in the middle. I'll show you with some groundwork. If I click right there, see, look at that. It's almost lined. It's lined up perfectly. And jump. I missed my step. I never hit Alt before. I don't know why I did that. Oh, see, I looked at the switch and I lost my gradient information. So I just have to count. See, now it's free again. The first one was locked. This should be locked. That's 1 degree. That's 1%. Go back down to 0. I'm going to unlock it. Follow this turn. Try to use reference points. I don't know if you can see how those two giant beams are intersecting the rails on either side of the arrow. Now we want to bring it all the way to here. Now here's where guide mode comes into play. Go third person to go up and down. If you go third person, look down, hit S, you go up. And if you go first person, it should lock you. Once you start moving, it'll lock you at that height. And now I can kind of see right where I'm going. So I'm going to hit Alt. I'm going to lock that in. Let's see. That's where I would wind up as I went straight. Let's go. I'm going to start curving already. Kind of want to be in between those two. Right? Those rails need to be deleted there in no way. Alright, so I'm at 3%. It should be 275, 250. And that's perfect. That's my bridge. 2.5%. You know what? This bridge isn't even going to be as high as the other one, because the valley is deeper there. Oh, look at that weird section. I'm going to delete that section and redo it. I can make that jump. Now the bridge is going to stay where you last had it. When you go third person. When you go third person, you also lose the gradient information and all that. Right here, I don't care what the number is. I just want it to match the other bridge. So that looks bad on top, but I'll just smooth it out with the track laying. You won't be able to tell. I got rid of that funky situation. Now I gotta try and delete the rails out of there. We don't need those anymore. delete all this out now. Go delete crazy. Careful with this whole thing. Oh my beautiful work. God, that bridge was massive. And be careful with this all thing. Don't want to point at the new work I just did at all, because it'll delete it. Bridges you can delete from a distance, and groundwork you can delete from a distance, but rails you have to be a little bit closer. With the whole thing. Alright, we have something now. Well, that's kind of cool, actually. I guess I could leave the rail. After putting a cross piece for a starter, you don't want your next radius, like lock it in straight. You have to be at least 6 or 7 ties long and no more than 15 degrees. So what happens is, I don't know if you can see the double rail there, but it actually bent the first piece. Just going to freehand this. Should be good. Just got to have a good eye and look at both in the left and the right. This is all level. And then what I do here is I line those rails up with those 2 slots best as I can. See, this is where I wish this stuff would link. Now if I try to alter it, it's probably eventually going to run off. I can see it running off already. So I'm going to just unlock it and freehand it. I didn't want to do that. Oh, you know what you could do? I'm so dumb. Actually dumb. This is what is here. Where am I? Where is the thing? Here. That tool. There's our new stuff. I don't know why this is still there. That must be in the mountain. Well, before you use this, save your game. Even though my game is set to auto save. At least I know from this point I'm good. The autosave is every 2 minutes. It might autosave right at the wrong time, so. Back to RROX. I'm going to use, oh wait, we want this round. I'm going to add a point. Helps if you zoom in. And all that was straight. So I'm going to use this, and this will link it. And from there, I'm going to freehand it. Woohoo! Oh, it was kind of locking up a little bit. Why doesn't this funnel link? You will, it's okay to like redo your track a bunch of times, trying to get it right. And what I do is I just try to see as far ahead as possible. Before you start connecting tracks back to each other, you want to be aiming at them. Oh, it's just misses. Let's see, if I put this over here, it's not going to go. This has to be lined up. But that's not bad. A little curvy wordy, but we're okay. Like this. Stay on the rails. It's the new high-speed bullet train. Bring it back so I can start the curve. If you have trouble finding the link, always bring your arrow over the rail and then push forward. And that's when you'll see the link. So you see this spot in front of me is kind of goes to the left and right. So you want to make up the difference in your rail thing. Otherwise you're going to have to redo that bridge. You won't notice it if you just go over it smooth. I'm more or less looking ahead. Where I'm going is over here. I'm not so concerned about what's right here. So I'm aiming at the rails at my next spot, which is here. And there's other ways of doing this where it comes out even neater, I guess. I don't know, but I'm not into all that. Looks like I might just be able to hook right back up. That's not lined up perfectly. I'm going to hook up to that. So you can see that track is a little off from the bridge. So I'm matching that now. So that when I come in, we don't even want that piece there anyway. That's a little short piece. Take that out. Get rid of all your short pieces. So that's got to be deleted. Got to go back one more. Here's the problem with curves. See how we did that? It's almost like you have to. It's very hard to work. I basically have to delete the whole curve and do it all at once. Sometimes coming in one way is better. This is a fairly straight piece of track right here. Keeping my rails in the center of the groundwork and also aiming at those rails. Oh, why didn't it link? That is so annoying. It does that with the bridge work. I think I can get away with just putting a piece here. Okay, put itself in the wood. Good. Alright, that looks pretty good. Yep. It's a little funky right there. If I start deleting, I have to delete a lot. Now's the time to fix it. If you take this, see if I go straight, watch this. If I go straight and then the next piece goes like that, look what happens to the first piece. You get a piece of crap. What to do is link this, aim it a little bit. So I need to be here to be aiming at those rails. So I'm going to compromise, go halfway. Kind of don't want to go more than that. My next piece, this first piece should give me the good curve. There it is. Still not good. See what I mean by curves? It's really pretty crappy. So I'm going to take the whole curve out. Start from there. Oh, this is pretty ugly. It's very ugly. It's a good starting point. Doing bridges now, I'm doing groundwork. This is some really bad track laying I did. This is like one of the first bits of track I laid probably. This is smooth because I corrected it later. Piece of rail left there. I just locked it in with Alt to see where it brings me. This is where you can start using the degree tool. As long as it's in the center of the groundwork. I'm not watching. That's gonna look bad, right? Yeah. I'm aiming a little bit to the right of this so that I can come in straight. This is not good. I don't know if I should delete that. So hard to pick up rails that are down already. You know what? That's good enough. I'll mess with that another day when I finish the bridge. Alright, so now back to God mode. I kind of want to be the same height as the bridge. Again, reference points. See where I'm putting the arrow? A little bit up on the beam. Sometimes you gotta wait for this guy to stop moving. He's got so much momentum. You know, I don't know if I'm lining the beams up or not. Never really put that much thought into it. That would be a lot of work. I'm just trying to line up the top. This is actually my first time doing a wooden bridge in God mode, so I guess I'm figuring some of it out. Sometimes you gotta bring it up so that it'll catch. So you actually have to click on one of the beams of the bridge in order to get attention. There, 1.5 gradient. That whole run is 1.5. this end lines up with the other in relationship to this bottom beam. Right click and I'm going to accept that. And then onto the other side. Actually, I'll finish off this side first. I go into God mode right from this height. Give me a better angle. I hear my tapping of the keyboard. I think look at this. Why is it I can move in the game? It's a little buggy. Must have right click or something. You think should I put a groundwork there or a bridge? Yeah, I don't really care about cheating. I'm not in competition with anybody. They should have made the controls for building better in the game. And then I wouldn't be inclined to cheat. Like, it's not even the way they. I mean, I'm not trying to put them down. They did such a great job with this game, but building, like, why is it you could snap groundwork to track, but not track to groundwork? Don't you put the groundwork first? I mean, isn't that just common freaking sense? So if you're in third person, you can look down, hit S, and then go up, right? But if you're once you stop elevating, you go first person, you can't change your height no matter what way you look at things, unless once you smack into something. Right here, it's going to hit, and it's just going to go, and it just goes up. I hate those spots in the bridges. That's not bad. Cheating or not, I have a good rail now. Now I can bring my 42 car train up here again. I'll probably never have enough 40 cars, but I have this one, which is 26 cars. And the rail has to be smooth. And this is cheating, putting industries in over here. But this industry uses a switchback that's all 6%. It doesn't actually connect to the other tracks. You have to offload your load from car to car. So while being closer to get beams to the coal mine, it offers more of a challenge. These cars are a delivery. This railroad here is a fictitious. I wish it was like a different gauge. That was the reason they had to do it. So that's a 2-foot gauge railroad, fictitiously speaking. Of course, it has its own logging camp over here. So this logging camp went from a building video to my little short line. This is the only place it connects to the rail. But that's only for delivery of equipment. Just come down, you get cordwood, you get logs. It's all 6% grade down into the valley. You have your little engine work area here, shed, little yard for extra cars. The cordwood gets delivered there. Water tower, I gotta put a sand tower right here still. When you dump these logs, they have to kind of go in the river to be counted. When you load up with beams, and getting rid of the lumber is going to be tricky, but you got to bring the lumber up the switchback, offload car to car, and then you got to take this train over this mountain. I'll tell you how I did it in a second. I'm going to make a video about that as well. My name Humanity Kills on YouTube. If you just subscribe to that, and then when the video pops up, you'll see it. So yeah. So if I'm gonna bring lumber, I still got a long ways to go. Bring lumber there. I think I'm gonna make a helix there. Start coming down this way. I used to have a giant switchback on this map. That line right over there, that was part of a giant switchback that went up down to here. What I'm gonna do is I'll make a turn out of there, something come down, then do a helix, and then into this valley. I could deliver lumber here and there. So a brief description on moving the industries. I don't think I have it open anymore. You have to download your save file. See, like I open this right here, and then over here you want I forgot. Industry what? I learned this from someone else, so I'm not genius enough to figure all this out. So this post here, industry location array. Come over here. Control V. Yes, it is. Come on. Maybe it has to be. There it is. Okay, so once you get that, you come back, you're going to see 3 zeros, a 16, and a 0, 0, 0, OA. OA is firewood depot. That's the last one I placed. So what you do is this, you change the OA equals firewood to one of these numbers. So you can see the 4 with the 16, go back 4 bytes to OA, this yellow here, and change OA to one of these, save your file, load it into the game, and then boom, there's your industry. And there's a way of adjusting it and everything, but I don't know how. When I first placed my sawmill, it was too low. What I just did was kind of figured out the height I needed to raise it by reference to my third person character, and built the firewood depot on groundwood to the right height I need. Yeah, I'm a little bit higher than what's normal. Like normally those rails are in the ground, and the pond doesn't go with the sawmill. So you kind of got to line this up. When I drop these logs, they have to go in the river, because if the log hits the grass, it doesn't count. The log has to hit this wood. So it makes it a little challenging, a little fun thing to do. God mode. There's a piece of bridge in the mountain over here somewhere. This piece here. Where is that? It must be inside the mountain. I don't see nothing sticking out. Is that something right there? No, I don't see it. I'm not even next to the spot. Hold on. What the heck? It's down here. Here, this way. So it's somewhere in here. I can't get to it. Okay. Yeah, one day I'll make a more in-depth video of how to move the businesses. But that's my bridge building video. It'll be on YouTube, how I built the whole thing using AKA cheats. I do want to save the game. Now I can finish my delivery. 60. Gotta bring some more beams up so I can unload these cars. Make good use of them. Yeah, so that's my bridge build. Let me end that.